talkTV can exclusively reveal that former Fujitsu employee Gareth Jenkins has been forced to step down as the treasurer for the Home Start Bracknell Forest charity following public outrage over the scandal. We can talk now to former sub-post mistress Seema Misra, who was sentenced to 15 months in prison, being sent to jail when she was 8 weeks pregnant. Thank you so much for joining us, Seema. I've been quoting your story for the last two days, and I did this story a couple of years ago, and I said, my God, they even sent a woman who was pregnant to jail on her son's 10th birthday. That's when you got locked up. At that moment, how did you feel?
I lost my faith in the system. I like, this thing can happen to me for the crime I never committed. Anything is possible in this world. I completely lost my faith in the system.
I bet you did. Do you agree that people in the post office, someone somewhere knew what was going on? They decided that the reputation of the post office was more important than you people, and you were thrown to the wolves to protect the reputation of our wonderful post office. Is that how you see it?
Absolutely. There's not just one, there's so many people. I think it's just going round and round. There's some people, they just for the ego, just to save the name, they ruined so many people's life and their family's life.
Seema, your story is utterly, utterly harrowing. You were sentenced to 15 months in prison and locked up on your son's 10th birthday. You were 8 weeks pregnant. You were sent to jail in Ashford in Surrey, which is Europe's largest female prison. You were placed on suicide watch after collapsing in court. And you have said that you yourself would have been very close to taking your own life in prison had you not been pregnant. I cannot stress enough how awful and cruel and frankly evil this story is. How did you survive that? How did you get yourself through that?
It was the most difficult part of my life. You know, as you clearly mentioned, if I would have been pregnant, I would have killed myself. I never thought I'm going to come alive from there. I thought probably I'm going to get like contaminated with something. Somebody might have come and stabbed me because people were self-harming there. It was just like my family, my eldest son, my husband, my family kept me going. But like, definitely, if I would have been pregnant, I would have killed myself because I felt like I brought a shame to my family for being to prison.
Just dreadful, Seema, just dreadful. You are unusual among the 736 people who were prosecuted for these crimes you did not commit, insofar as nearly all of them were were prosecutions by the Post Office. The Post Office is allowed to make its own prosecutions, a power that most now believe it must be taken away from it because it abused it badly here. Now, you were unusual because you were actually prosecuted by the Crown Prosecution Service during the time when a certain Keir Starmer was the Director of Public Prosecutions. So his Crown Prosecution Service sent you to jail, effectively. Has he apologised to you?
No apologies at all.
Do you think that it's about time that, I mean, he is the leader of the opposition party. He could well be the next man to be our Prime Minister. He has said all along, well, the CPS weren't really involved, nothing to do with me. Of course it's terrible. Everybody deserves compensation. But it's emerging that you, a pregnant woman, sent to prison wrongfully, almost took her own life, and he was the man running the CPS, and it was the CPS who did that to you.
Correct. Yeah, I know all these people, you know, they knew, or like anything like they could have done to save so many people's lives, they should step down and get it sorted.
Seema, I've been talking about this for a couple of days now. Now, I know this isn't a money-grabbing exercise on your part or any of the other wrongly convicted sub-postmasters and sub-postmistresses, but, you know, you were sent to jail. You went to prison, you know, the ultimate shame in a society. Now, they're saying that once all the convictions are lifted and overturned, quite rightly, then all the postmasters will be in line for £600,000. Is that enough?
it's not enough. It's not enough for the torture we all been through it and all that. You know, we probably have paid more than the 555. We paid like so much legal fees and charges. Probably we paid more out than the post office and the government paying back.
What about jiu-jitsu? I mean, you must have had, along with a lot of your colleagues around the country, a very close relationship with their hotline, one imagines, when you were phoning up saying something's not right, something's not working, and they were saying, that's not true, oh, it will all correct itself, and yet they don't seem to have done anything.
True, like this was like each and every person. We've been told like you're the only one, from the only one to so many of us. So they need each and every person. It doesn't matter which department they need to answer. They need to get it sorted. So, you know, like before more and more people lose their life.
Can you tell us, Seema, how long did you spend in prison?
For 4 months.
So you went in 8
and then
weeks.
left on the tag.
You went in 8 weeks pregnant, and when you came out, I guess you're about 5 or 6 months pregnant. Did you have a boy or a girl?
I got boy, and I gave birth with a tag on. So the post office will see each and every
birth with a
moment
tag
of my life.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Will you tell him the circumstances in which he was born? Oh, I don't know what happened.
We need to tell him. So we just feel like preparing ourselves, because it's just like it's difficult for us to come in terms with it. So I don't know like how the 12-year-old will take it. So yeah, but we definitely need to tell him.
I'll tell you why I think you should tell him. Because he needs to understand that this country is capable of terrible miscarriages of justice. You just told us that you gave birth with a tag on while you were a prisoner and you did nothing wrong. And nothing crystallises this scandal more than that awful, harrowing situation for you.